The mission of New Trick Schools is to bring the many advantages of learning and playing the game of bridge to the greatest possible number of children. As schools bounce back from the damaging effects of COVID, an activity that develops cross-curricular skills and promotes social cooperation at the same time is a really valuable tool for teachers. So how does it benefit children who learn to play? At its heart, bridge is a problem-solving game. But the information needed to solve the problems is dynamic in nature and requires them to draw inferences from the actions of others. Success at the game is only possible when partnerships work well together, always thinking of ways in which they can help each other, so it develops empathy. So although people often think of bridge as improving maths ability, it's so much more than that. It develops skills that are useful right across the curriculum as well as in everyday life. What about for the school? As well as enhancing the skills of their students in the ways we've already looked at, teaching bridge gives schools an appealing offering in extracurricular activities or timetabled enrichment sessions. For those that run Duke of Edinburgh schemes, bridge qualifies as an activity under the skills section, and it's a lot more fun than many of the alternatives. It's incredibly easy to set up, and it costs absolutely nothing. Our approach to teaching the game means that it's adaptable to all age groups, including the very young. We teach a very stripped-down version to start with, so that the kids are just having fun with a game that's quick to grasp and has them solving problems without even being aware of it. The speed at which they progress through the levels is completely flexible, and younger children might not be playing the full version of the game for at least a year or two, whilst older students will move on much more quickly. That said, Andrew Chen, who is currently featured on the website of the American Contract Bridge League as their youngest ever Life Master, achieved that title at the age of just 8 years and 3 days, so you can't make hard and fast rules about the rate of progress. We use engaging videos and quizzes to teach one idea at a time, and let the kids see how things happen in on-screen animation, which makes understanding much easier than static images. We delay the introduction of bidding so that learners don't get bogged down in a lot of rules and theory. And our modular approach introduces the more complex concepts gradually. We suggest ways in which you can make the game more competitive, even within a small group, because as we all know, kids love to compete. What does the school need to do? It's as simple as providing a time and place for the kids to get together and play. That might be a lunchtime or after-school club, or a timetabled session. It's also a great idea to encourage students to play outside of those sessions with family or friends who can learn alongside them using the same resources. Younger students will need a club supervisor, but that doesn't need to be a bridge player, just someone who can stay one module ahead of the kids. All of our videos are freely available on YouTube, and there are lots of other helpful resources on our website. If the school is in the UK, we can provide playing cards free of charge, and depending on demand and future funding, maybe bidding boxes too, so that there'll be no equipment costs whatsoever. We can run one-to-one Zoom sessions with supervising teachers to provide whatever advice and support they need. And we can make it more fun by facilitating competition between schools. Where the school would like additional help in running a club, we'll often be able to connect them with a bridge club in their area, where they'll almost certainly be able to find volunteers keen to pass on their skills. Returning to our mission, then, we have a clear path to follow. Firstly, we need to make schools and teachers aware that this great resource is available to them. We've made a good start, and despite the major interruption of COVID, we have a number of schools, including one in China, ready to set up bridge clubs in the coming academic year. Our aim is to reach out to many more schools before September by every means we can. Raising awareness is difficult, especially with everything else that schools have to deal with right now, but each success story will enable us to bring more schools into the fold. We'll continue to provide tutorial content and to offer all of the support that teachers need via our website, refining what we offer as we learn from participating schools. It seems clear that learning and playing bridge is beneficial to young minds, and some studies have been done to try to quantify the benefits, the most well-known being Christopher Shaw's study in the US. But for schools considering the idea of introducing bridge, There's no substitute for the positive experiences of other schools. So we'll gather feedback from participating schools and those elsewhere that play bridge to share their experiences with others. If our schools are happy for us to do so, we can also provide useful data about their experiences to Sam Punch and her team as they focus on youth bridge in future studies. Samuel Johnson is generally held to have been a pretty wise man, but he clearly failed to make the right decision on this matter. We aim to reduce the prevalence of this particular regret amongst the current generation of school children and to set a precedent for the future. Thank you for listening, and do please take a look at our website.